We are here. Oh, let's get him. Hi, darling. Hi. Here he is. How's it going? We are here with a special guest. Wilbur is exploring the studio for the first time and he loves the birds. So I'm going to leave him to look at all the birdies. But here we are, another Monday, another update video. It's an interesting Monday today. I'm going to get straight into it. I'm a little bit out of breath. I'm going to pick up Wilbur and sit down and set up the camera and do all of this. But anyway, let's get into it. First off, the mentorship update. I know it's something I've been going on about for a while. The TikTok Organic Dropshipping Challenge with Michael Bernstein. As I mentioned last week, I have got access to a load of video materials which talk about sort of how to organically dropship, give you some top tips. However, they are supposed to be almost a side note, a little bit of seasoning, a bit of spice to the main accompaniment, which is the mentoring side. So the way the program is supposed to work is when people sign up to do the mentorship, that they watch the course materials, but then they also have regular calls with a mentor who kind of onboards them, talks them through, gives them tips, gives them feedback. So having gone through the videos myself on the online portal, I contacted my contact Jacob, kind of asking, I've not heard anything about these calls. I understand they're an essential element to the mentorship. Can I have access to them as well? Unfortunately, the downside is that I'm not able to get access to them. I'd love to say I've got kind of full access, I've got that mentorship locked down, but that's just not going to be the case. But that is all good. And there's Wilbur exploring, and he just heard a bird, so that's why he's gone up there. So hopefully he's a bit of entertaining for you guys in the background. So yeah, we don't have access to the full mentorship, but we still have some good materials there to work through and to guide us along the way. So I'm not going to give up on TikTok Organic. I've spent too much time on this. I need to give it a proper go. I need to just get at it, put the work behind it, keep testing products, and one of them will fly. The one that flies, we can build more into a brand. And there we have beautiful baby boy. He looks like he's hunting. There's a little tree. I don't know if you can see the tree, but the birds love the tree. So I'm really appreciative of Wilbur bringing the entertaining factor to the video. So that is the mentorship. We're going to continue with the TikTok Organic Dropshipping. I'm doing product research again, going to order some more products in, create some new accounts, get that going using the new advice I have access to with the videos. It's just quite a big shame that we don't have access to a specific mentor. And Wilbur is making biscuits on the carpet. So that's what that noise is. I don't have rats in here. Well, I hope I don't anyway. I've not seen any evidence of them. Right, next one is kind of how I'm feeling. But before we get into that, I am happy to say that we've kicked back off with the Faceless YouTube channel. We had hit a really big plateau after not uploading for about 3 weeks, and having uploaded a couple videos towards the back end of next week, automatically I've seen jumps, I've seen the subscribers hit, I've seen the algorithm respond. So that's really positive, and I just need to be disciplined with that, putting kind of the work in to get that done. So a theme is developing here already where we just need to put the work in. We kind of know the way, we know the tools. Mentors would be great to help us avoid mistakes and streamline our way to success. But I also know there's so much content online, and I also know that me putting myself out here and updating you with what's going on, I'm attracting like-minded individuals who we might be able to help one another out. So I'm not too concerned about that, but it's just, I feel a little bit frustrated that I put probably more hope into receiving that organic mentor to succeed than I perhaps should have done. But it's another lesson learned, and I'd rather learn it now than, I don't know, when I was super financially invested. Some people risk their houses for businesses, some people give all their money to a guru and it goes down the drain. But we're trying to be smart with what we have. I'm trying to be smart with what I have. I don't know why I'm speaking in, is that third person? I don't know. I'm trying to be smart with what I have and maximize the opportunity. And Wilbur's given me a back massage, making biscuits on the chair. I think he's scent marking, because I've heard that there's like scent glands in cats' paws. So it's like a sign of comfort, but also a sign of kind of claiming it as theirs. So I hope Will was really enjoying making this his own territory. Right. Moving back onto what I was going to say before, which was how I'm feeling, how I'm doing. It's been a really interesting time, to be honest. I think when you start the year, I know for me, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited for the year ahead. And those feelings haven't changed. However, there's definitely ups and downs. I almost feel like I'm on a wave where sometimes I feel like I'm coming to the top and it's like, oh, I can see everything around me. I can see clarity. I can see where the land is. I can kind of plot my trajectory to get there with the wind, and the stars are visible. I've got everything I kind of need to guide me there, and I feel that element of control. And then sometimes, for example, now I feel a little bit more like, okay, I'm at the base of the wave. All I can see is like the water around me. The clouds have kind of come over, covered up the stars a bit, and I'm trying to navigate my way the best I can. I'm not going to fail. I'm not going to sink. That's just not an option. That's not something I'm willing to do. But that's also life. It's filled with all types of circumstances. Don't worry, guys. I am good. I'm just updating you on my mental at the moment. Normally I record this video first thing on the Monday morning. Boom, let's get it gone. But right now it's, I don't know, maybe, why am I looking like I've got a watch? It's a Whoop. It's, I don't know, sometime in the afternoon, and we are here recording the video. Not first thing, but we're getting it done. And that's it. That's the thing that I'm trying to cultivate, is just getting it done, being disciplined. And that brings me really nicely onto my thoughts and feelings for the week. And I think I want to get hold of Wilbur to help give you those thoughts too. Hey boy. Here he is. I think he's too interested in the birds, but anyway. So Wilbur, what's daddy? What have I been thinking about recently? Well, for me, I currently am reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and okay, nice. Sorry, Wilbur can't be with us at this time, but he will return. I'm reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and I've been so excited to read this book for so long. I've just been getting through other books before. Before I read The Miracle Morning Routine, something like that, and then I read Think and Grow Rich. Took me a little bit of a while to get through those books. I think they're good. The content is good, but I love a story. So at the moment, I'm listening to Shoe Dog, which is the story of how Nike became Nike, or Nike, right from the roots, as the founder was in college, and kind of it tells his whole life story as well as business story. I'm captivated. Tell me a story. Rich Dad, Poor Dad story. I know some people read books in a couple of days, but for me, being like 50-60 pages in a couple of days is quite an achievement, because it's my bedtime reading. I'm just trying to get a little bit of knowledge and then let it dissipate as I go off to sleep. So anyway, go back to my point. I'm reading Rich Dad, Poor Dad at the moment, and the segment I just read was talking about the rich dad is educating Robert Kiyosaki and his friend, and he's basically saying that you need to realize the impact your emotions have, and you need to live disciplined, not by your emotions. The phrase was something like this: emotional decisions only lead to like poor outcomes. Okay? But what he was really trying to say is, when you have a decision, you need to reflect on, is this a result of me being emotionally charged, or am I deciding things, having acknowledged how I'm feeling and being aware of how I'm feeling, and then using that to guide me? It's almost like a second layer to decision making. So a lot of people would be furious, so they'll say something they regret instantly. But the rich dad's saying you almost have to have that level of awareness of, yes, I'm furious, but because I'm furious, this is what I'm going to do instead. This is how I'm going to use this emotion to drive me in this way. So that's a bit of food for thought in my life. I have been quite aware of emotional decision making for a while. A few years ago, I got into day trading, crypto, stocks, a bit of Forex. That's where it kind of not all started, but that's where the emotional thinking came about. All the traders say, don't act emotionally, but it's so easy to do so when you've got such an emotional attachment, or not of my own kind of, not that it's a bad thing to have an emotional detachment, but definitely in a trading environment, if I know this couple £100 is like the money I have, that's, I don't know, my fuel money or food money or whatever. It wasn't, but I was still attached. I'd say to myself, oh my gosh, the money like I'm gambling on, it would take me a couple of weeks to earn at Tesco, because that's when I was doing it at the time, whilst I was at Tesco, while I was doing my studies. So having had that emotional detachment, as soon as I'd see crypto market crash, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'd be so emotional, I'd be stressed out, I'd be losing money, I'd be sweating, I'd be mardy. I was just not a good person because I was too emotionally invested. I was making a classic emotional decision. I really want to show you Wilbur. He's literally just right down here looking at the birds. I think he really likes it in here, so we'll probably see more of him, and let me know if you want to see more of him too. So yeah, getting back to my point, I'm trying to, despite how I'm feeling right now, of seeing kind of the waves around me, there's so many opportunities in the online business space. So whenever anyone asks me, oh Jordan, what do you do? I say, well, I'm trying to build an online business where I'm selling products online. And they're like, oh, what kind of products? And I'm like, that's the thing. I'm trying to find the product to sell, because that's the biggest element of drop shipping. And I heard Jacob, who's Michael Bernstein's kind of colleague on the dropshipping course that I have access to. Sorry, that was a bit kind of confusing to relate back. I was thinking, was it Jordan Bone or was it Jacob? Well, Jacob was saying in one of the videos that one of the biggest elements of dropshipping is product research. That's essentially what it is. Obviously, the content will come a long way, but if the product is just rubbish, then you're not going to get that success that you're looking for. So whenever anyone asks me kind of what I'm doing, I'm thinking I'm basically product researching at the moment. That's one business. I've got the Faceless YouTube channel as another business. I've got my own personal brand and the financial challenge as another business. I'm still trying to work out what I want to do with the financial challenge. I know it's not about numbers, but I've said on Instagram Reels and on TikTok that despite it not being about numbers, it's not really entertaining raising 40p in a video. It doesn't kind of captivate people to tune into multiple episodes of the series. However, I know I can still make it entertaining through the edit and everything, but it's maybe not just maybe it's just not paying off in the short term. And Wilbur's come to say hello. Oh, thank you, boy. You nearly knocked over the camera. Right, Wilbur, you're going to be with me. Oh, okay, he doesn't. I don't think he. He didn't like the bright light, but it's diffused. Don't worry, I'm not damaging my cat. He didn't like it. So where was I? I was talking about the businesses I'm in. There's so much opportunity in the online world, and sometimes I can feel like a bit of like a ping pong or a pinball where I'm going through one thing, then another thing, then another thing. And I'd like to think since September or so, I found my Faceless YouTube channel, which has grown. I'm not at monetization level yet, but we're getting there. And I've kind of put more emphasis into my personal brand and content, and I've developed, okay, what do I want the YouTube channel to be? Don't get me wrong, I love these Monday updates, but I do also love the videos that are set on one specific skill. For example, when I just talked about my Etsy journey, I know I'll create a video eventually about my Faceless YouTube or automated YouTube channel journey. I'll create more videos on TikTok organic dropshipping as I get that winning product. So I feel like I'm in the groove, but sometimes I have to shrug myself of the emotionality of the circumstance I feel I'm in. When life's pressure comes down to me and I'm thinking, oh, I've not earned money for so long, like we just need to get going. I need to not let those emotions stop me from taking action, and I need to not let those emotions make me consider whether the path I'm taking is actually the best path. Although I know I thought Wilbur just died. I just heard a bang, but he was just jumping down off on the floor. It's understanding whether I'm on the right path, but I also need to know that there's no such thing as the right path, and I just need to be confident and I need to work at it. So hopefully this gives you a bit of insight into where I am right now. I feel my cheeks getting warm as I'm speaking because I'm just feeling like I guess a little emotionally charged at the moment, but that's fine. It's not a normal Monday. Let's sit here, be composed. This is how it's going. This is the next plan. We're working it out. This is real. I'm excited to work in here more and more over time as it gets warmer. It's actually quite warm today, so maybe this week we'll smash it out a bit more. Last week I didn't. I said I was going to, but it was still freezing cold. And yeah, that is my update. A little bit of a ramble. I did have all of my notes, but then I thought, I'm pretty sure I remember everything. Let's just go off the cuff, make it be a bit more candid. This is the whole point of the Monday videos. I'm talking with a couple of specific points in mind, seeing where my mind goes and filling you in on my mental state and thought processes. So yeah, that has been me. Thank you so much for tuning in. Wilbur's mowing as well. He's saying goodbye. Have a fantastic week. He's just jumped onto the table too. You can see his tail. And I will see you next week. But before then, on Instagram, on TikTok, who knows? Take care.